This weekend, by the way, was the deadliest weekend in the U.S. from shootings this year alone. More than a dozen mass shootings this weekend in which 4 or more people were shot. At least 17 people were killed, 69 wounded this weekend alone. A suspect in custody tonight after a mass shooting in Philadelphia. 3 people dead, nearly a dozen shot and wounded. And in Chattanooga, 3 people were killed, 14 wounded. Tonight, there is news from Capitol Hill on these bipartisan talks for gun safety. Will lawmakers do anything this time? Tonight, the senator who says there could be news movement on this by this week. Rachel Scott on the Hill.
Terror in the streets of Philadelphia. Crowds racing to escape gunfire. 3 killed, 11 others shot and wounded. And tonight, late word, a suspect is under arrest. Part of a spasm of gun violence across the country. More than a dozen mass shootings this weekend alone.
Multiple shots fired. Multiple vehicles fleeing the scene.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee, 14 shot, 3 killed after authorities say multiple shooters opened fire at a nightclub early Sunday. Back in Washington, growing momentum on Capitol Hill to reach a deal on gun reform. Will you reach a deal by the end of the week?
My goal is to reach an agreement by the end of the week. We've got more Republicans and Democrats sitting together than ever before since Sandy Hook. What we're talking about is substantial. It will save lives. Well, I'm certainly prepared to fail. I'm more hopeful for success than ever before.
A bipartisan group of senators is under pressure to reach a compromise by the end of the week. On the table, strengthening background checks, incentives for states to enact red flag laws, funding for school security and mental health. President Biden was hoping lawmakers would go even further and bring back the assault weapons ban, or at the very least, raise the purchasing age from 18 to 21, which has the support of many Democrats, including Senator Joe Manchin.
We know the 2 things that would have stopped this one, if the age was at 21 and also if there was red flag laws.
But the vast majority of Republicans say that's a non-starter. Would you support that?
Not likely, not likely.
Tonight, Republican Senator John Cornyn, that Texas senator who was on the scene the day after the shooting in Uvalde, calling for targeted reform.
I will not settle on inadequate or downright harmful legislation for the sake of doing something. We can agree something needs to be done, but what that something is much harder to achieve. And so targeted reforms, I think, is the way to get to where we need to go.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul today signed a slew of gun control bills into law, including a ban on sales of semi-automatic rifles to anyone under the age of 21. That type of law might have stopped the 18-year-old suspects in both the Buffalo and Uvalde mass shootings from legally purchasing AR-15 style rifles.
Well, that point you make, Rachel, is the source of so much debate there in Washington. Rachel Scott with us from the Hill tonight. And as Rachel just reported, in New York State today, gun safety reform, these were the images. New York Governor Kathy Hochul signing several bills into law, including, as you heard Rachel report there, raising the age to purchase assault rifles from 18 to 21. And Rachel, I guess the question is, as this country waits and watches, will lawmakers in Washington, what will they do, if anything? Is there any movement in the meantime from other states other than New York State tonight?
Well, David, some states are not waiting for Congress to act. The Democratic governors in New Jersey and Delaware are urging their state lawmakers to also raise the legal age limit to purchase a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21. But I could tell you on a federal level, I talked to many Republicans today who told me they are just not on board with that. As for these bipartisan discussions, I'm told that group of senators will be meeting again tonight in hopes of striking a deal, David.
I know you're going to stay on this all week for us, Rachel. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.